imagine seeing demonstrations against your race in your neighborhood? Or how about people condemning you to hell because of your sexuality? To many people of the United States, this is the reality. Hate speech is on the rise, and according to the Southern Poverty Law Center website, the number of hate groups has grown by 54% since 2000. It personally pains me to see hate groups say things like gays should be in hell or all Muslims are insane and are responsible for 9/11. No one should be afraid of who they are. Whether you're Jewish, Black, Mexican, you shouldn't be afraid to be who you are. Today I'm going to talk to you about hate speech. First, we will talk about what hate speech is and why it is a problem. Second, we will explore some of the causes of hate speech. And lastly, we will explore some solutions to hate speech. The government is not doing enough about hate speech, and the individual in general is not doing enough to regulate hate speech. So what exactly is hate speech? Hate speech is disparaging racial, sexual, or hate speech is speech disparaging a racial, sexual, or ethnic group or member of such a group according to the World English Dictionary. So hate speech is basically hateful words towards a group, and it can be committed against someone for who they are, not what they do. And so why is hate speech so terrible? Hate speech can often lead to hate, violence, and hate crimes. According to Terry Albano of the People's Weekly World, white Aryan resistance leader Tom Metzger issues public calls for violence. Hate speech can also make groups and individuals uncomfortable and can make a group fear for its well-being. According to Stephen Heyman, author of Free Speech and Human Dignity, group-based insults often deny the very humanity of their targets, which means that they think of their targets as less than human, and they think of reasons to think of their targets as less than them. Hate speech can take on many forms. It is commonly seen on the internet, and the internet allows for hate websites, which according to Tamara Roloff of the Opposing Viewpoints Digest, hate groups use their websites to recruit and propagandize anyone drawn to their cause. The internet is also used for a lot of cyberbullying, which we've been seeing a lot in this recent day. Demonstrations and protests are another form of hate speech. A good example of this is the Nazi marches in Jewish neighborhoods. The American Nazi Party will just go in and march in their uniforms to make a statement. They don't really say anything. But it's a Nazi Party in a Jewish community that's obviously trying to say something. And this Jewish community can't do anything about it. They just have to sit there and watch it because hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. So it's basically free speech. You can do that if you want. You can incite fear in this Jewish community. And okay, we now know what hate speech is. Let's explore some of the causes of hate speech. Hate speech can be caused by economic or national issues. According to Brad Knickerbocker's article, there is rising bigotry against Muslims, immigrants, and gay people. These are some of the most pressing issues our nation is facing today. Anti-Muslim attitudes have gotten worse since 9/11, and the immigration platform is a very hot issue right now. During hard times, these groups can be used as scapegoats, or the blame is put on them to answer for these very hard times. Ignorance and upbringing is another factor in the cause of hate crimes. Religious groups, like everyone knows who Westboro Baptist Church is, right? Hate groups like them, they teach their children their beliefs, and then they grow up with these beliefs, and thus the cycle continues. Stereotypes also shape people's common attitudes and beliefs. And here is an example. These Muslims are against the stereotype that all Muslims are insane and want to blow up America. These Muslims are protesting who is extremist, racist Americans or victim Muslims. And see, this is a good example of what hate speech can do to both parties. They're very angry. Violence can erupt here. By now you're probably wondering why nothing is being done about hate speech. Although we cannot remove hate from our society, there are some solutions that can relieve some of the hate. So teaching tolerance is probably the best protection. According to Ronald Easons, the best protection is education, teaching how info on the internet can be assessed for its validity and how to recognize the rhetoric of hate. So basically, teaching the youth is the best we can do right now. Teaching tolerance to young people can really help because the young are very impressionable, and if we teach them to accept everybody for who they are, then maybe we can take a step forward. And then we can also incite government action. Unfortunately, hate speech is protected by the First Amendment. So it is considered free speech, and you can basically say what you want. But however, it is under hot debate right now, and many colleges and young people are doing their best to help regulate hate speech. So the best we can do right now is strive for change and regulation. We can actually try and start small with the whole teaching tolerance to the youth. We can put tolerance lessons and curriculum in the school district curriculum for the youth, and so we can start small, and hopefully if we can get that passed and get people, the school districts to do that, we can start working our way up. This is a very, very difficult topic, so we're going to have to work really hard to get that through. So let's talk about what we talked about today. I explained to you what hate speech was and why it's a problem, some of the causes of hate speech, and some solutions for hate speech. We are not doing enough about hate speech. Of course, there is a difference between dislike and hate. You can dislike a group or disagree with their values, but that doesn't mean you view them as anything less than human. No one is going to have the same political or cultural views, that is a given. But people should have the right to go about their lives without feeling threatened. If we all pull together and admonish hate, we can all create the change we so desperately want. Thank you.